Boxing Ego here. If you like this video, make sure you hit the like button and also subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon on the top of your screen to get notified when the latest new content drops. 1. Deontay Wilder responds to Eddie Hearn, Dillian Whyte after Dillian Whyte knocks out Lucas Brown. Stay tuned. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also subscribe to the channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. If you want to become part of the gang notification gang, please hit the bell icon. Shout out to the super chat channel donations, the Venmo donations, and the Patreon family. We working. Deontay Wilder on his verified Twitter account. This is what he put. He tagged Dillian Whyte. It says, @Dillian Whyte. Now tell me everything. Him can't understand. We now. Suwa ya dud. Why did Blue Eye Jesus promise this time? What did Blue Eye? He's speaking in tongues, basically. So it's hard for me to read. Don't be like, oh, here goes Mayweather. He can't read, right? It says, what did Blue Eye Jesus promise this time, me brethren? Yeah, know what me want? Bomb Squad. Hashtag the realest champion in the business. And it's a meme. It's a picture of Dillian Whyte looking at Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn is saying in the meme, we will call out Wilder after the fight to take the pressure off Joshua. And then Dillian Whyte looks concerned and it says, you trying to get me fucked up. Listen, I've already said my piece. Dillian Whyte, he's a fighter, so I expect him to be confident and want to get a title shot and a big payday. So I'm not mad at Dillian Whyte. I'm not even mad at Eddie Hearn. He's a promoter. He's doing his thing. But at the end of the day, he's doing a disservice. If Joshua gets past Parker and the Joshua Wilder fight is put on the back burner where anything could happen, an injury or something, because he's under the impression that they might fight 3 times this year. What if one of the fighters get injured? That's what happens when you keep prolonging it. Or what if somebody gets beat? And that's why you don't want to keep stalling out fights, because in the heavyweight division, one punch can change everything, and this is boxing. So again, Dillian Whyte, he did what he had to do with Lucas Brown, but I got to see more to feel that he would strongly be favored to beat Dillian Whyte, or to beat Deontay Wilder, the champion. To me, Deontay Wilder just knocked out the most dangerous non-champion at heavyweight. And yes, even more dangerous Tyson Fury, because I think Luis Ortiz has more power and he's aggressive. Tyson Fury, don't get me wrong, he might be able to beat Deontay Wilder or Anthony Joshua if he's at the top of his game, but he's been on the sidelines, and I don't think his power is what Luis Ortiz's power is for the heavyweight division. Plus, Luis Ortiz has a ton of experience and can box. That's why he was considered the boogeyman. I do think Eddie Hearn is trying to play chess, but it's not stealthy at all. He keeps throwing out, like he did last year, Dillian Whyte. If you want Dillian Whyte to get a title shot, have Anthony Joshua have a domestic big rematch and fight Joshua. Why does Deontay Wilder constantly have to keep playing these charades and these games, these additional speed bumps, roadblocks, and detours to get to Joshua? When Eddie Hearn and AJ, if you listen to what they say in interviews, they've already admitted that everybody wants to see that fight. Everybody is down for that fight. So again, why do we have to keep waiting? Why do we have to continue waiting? And that's what, in my opinion, Wilder was talking about, oh, just another white man milking a brother. You can get mad at his choice of words, but this is what he's talking about. Trying to prolong things, trying to exaggerate it, trying to string it along, trying to hype it up and extend it longer than it needs to be, you know what I mean, for what he feels is more exposure. Bottom line, I want to see Joshua Wilder if Joshua gets past Joseph Parker, which we can't overlook, but this fight week, so we'll get to see what happens in that fight. And Wilder will be in attendance. Dillian Whyte, from what I heard, will be in attendance. Stop using Dillian Whyte. Dillian Whyte might be ordered by the WBC to face Dominic Breazeale, who just beat Eric Molina via stoppage in an eliminator. And I think guys like that, it's fair for the challengers to have to take a fight or two to prove themselves and prove that they're ready for a title shot. Because then that'll make sure they're as ready as they're ever going to be. You know what I mean? But the champion's already proven that. You know what I mean? Wilder, he's already beat Stavern, and that's the only guy that went 12 with him. Then he knocked him out and won, and beat Luis Ortiz, and beat Johan Duhaupas before Gerald Miller, that's his upcoming opponent. He beat Gerald Washington when he was undefeated, that's who Gerald Miller immediately fought. So you listen to what Eddie Hearn's saying. How is it that you can make a Gerald Miller versus AJ fight, and his recent wins, a lot of them have consisted, at least 2 of them have consisted of former foes that got knocked out by Wilder first? You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. So I think it's very apparent to see what Eddie Hearn is doing, and I think that's the reason Deontay Wilder dropped his meme. He's trying to use Dillian Whyte as a shield, as a chess piece, to maybe thwart a potential Joshua Wilder fight or prolong it or something. There's something up with it, because instead of talking Joshua Wilder, which he knows the world wants, he keeps talking about Wilder and Whyte, Wilder, Whyte, right? The WBC, to my knowledge, has not ordered Wilder Whyte as of right now. Why not talk about the fight everybody wants to see? You know what I mean? Like I said, I'm not mad at Dillian Whyte. He's supposed to be trying to fight the best, and he has that temperament. So props to him. But again, it won't hurt Dillian Whyte to fight Luis Ortiz, to fight Alexander Povetkin, to fight Gerald Miller. These are all great fights, people. Dominic Brazil in the final eliminator, and then let them get a title shot. But the fight that the heavyweight division needs for unification, undisputed purposes, is definitely Wilder versus Joshua. You know what I'm saying? And here, I got an easy solution. Easy solution. Check this out. Since Eddie Hearn keeps throwing out additional tasks, first it was, oh, no one knows you in New York, and then Wilder's proven that wrong. Oh, you don't have a signature name. That's what I was hearing from the UK side, the Sky Sports side, Eddie Hearn, things like that. You don't have a signature name. Okay, you just beat Luis Ortiz in a tough fight, showed he had heart, showed the metal, grit, and the stones of a champion, right? Cool. So now that's not good enough. He still has to fight Dillian Whyte, who hasn't been appointed to be his mandatory. Just because you're number 1 ranked in the sanctioning body doesn't mean you'll get the title shot. You know what I mean? That's what Eddie Hearn wants. Look at Jorge Sebastian Hyland. He was Golovkin's mandatory. He never got to fight him. I mean, even though Golovkin would have stopped him, but I mean, he never got to fight. Jamal Charlo ended up fighting him. You look at Triple G versus Cotto. Triple G had been Miguel Cotto's mandatory, number 1 mandatory with the WBC since he beat Marco Antonio Rubio. For years, he didn't fight Cotto, and Cotto's now retired, and he's never fought him. So I have an easy solution. If you're going to buy this, Eddie Hearn throwing out Dillian Whyte, and it's a massive fight to build his UK profile and all this, then how about this? Since you want to keep making the champion go through additional hurdles and roadblocks to get to Joshua, why don't you put in the contract, if he knocks out Dillian Whyte and or beats him and wins the fight, then he gets 50-50 with Joshua? Because now their resumes are about the same. You know what I mean? Luis Ortiz and Klitschko. I mean, that's debatable. You know what I mean? You could say Klitschko is a definite Hall of Famer, but Luis Ortiz could have had crazy names too if him and his brother were like the Klitschko brothers and everyone was down to fight them, like David Hayes and stuff. People didn't want to fight Luis Ortiz, but he was a talented fighter. He's very skilled, guy that had an amateur career. So why don't you do that? Promise the Anthony Joshua fight if he gets past Dillian Whyte. Promise Deontay Wilder, since he has to keep going through additional steps, promise him the fight. Promise him 50-50, because now you're making him work even more for it. Despite all the other stuff and build a profile, fight a signature name, now you keep throwing out distractions. So why not do something like that? Okay, if you beat Dillian Whyte, we'll give you 50-50. Now you've earned it. You know what I mean? And I promise you, that's probably not what Eddie Hearn wants to do. You know what I mean? He's trying to have everything his way. You know what I mean? You're the A side with Joshua because Joshua is the bigger star than Wilder. But you're not the A side over Wilder and Dillian Whyte. But he's trying to make Dillian Whyte get the hometown advantage and make Wilder travel to the UK, giving Dillian Whyte the hometown advantage. Now, again, he might have to travel. Wilder might have to travel to the UK to fight AJ because he's the bigger star. He's the A side. But versus Dillian Whyte, why does he have to travel? And then if he doesn't travel and Wilder chooses to fight Dillian Whyte, but in America, he's going to get less money. That's Eddie Hearn's own word. So it's very easy to see what's going on here. It's his business, but a lot's riding on what happens this upcoming Saturday. I talked to a fighter, heavyweight fighter, Olympic gold medalist. Interview coming soon. Stay tuned to the channel. Tony Yoka. He says he sparred with Joseph. Well, he fought Joseph Parker. I can't wait to drop the interview. He fought Joseph Parker in the amateurs, and he sparred several times with Anthony Joshua, so he knows them both. And he says, man, we got to see this. We got to see Joshua versus Wilder, because you never know. Interview coming soon. So the whole world wants to see it. Carl Froch, being from the UK, being a former champion, a great fighter, a legend, he says Joshua Wilder needs to happen this year. I'm saying it. So don't get mad at just me. There's people from around the world, from Paris to, like I said, Carl Froch, to people, Eagles Army, from all around the world, who are all saying Joshua Wilder. And it seems to be Eddie Hearn that is pushing the Dillian Whyte fight. He said, before tonight, the broadcasters only cared about Joshua Wilder. But after tonight, after Lucas Brown got knocked out, now people want to see Wilder versus Dillian Whyte. No, you want to see it. How you know what the broadcasters want? Showtime called you and said, hey, man, now we want you to make Dillian Whyte versus Wilder. I doubt it. Let me know what you think. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Make sure you smash the like button as always. Hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next videos. Eagles.
The truth is, before tonight, there was only one person that the broadcasters wanted Wilder to fight, and that was Anthony Joshua. Now, there will be two people that the broadcasters wanted to fight, and now that's Dillian Whyte. So, you know, all Wilder's doing is waiting on Anthony Joshua. But he don't have to. He can still do that, but he can fight Dillian Whyte in a career high payday. And if he's so confident about winning, if he did beat Dillian Whyte, wow, the Joshua fight becomes, you know, astronomical. But I just think Wilder against Dillian here is just a monster.
He might also be keen to stay in America.
Who's that? Yeah, but he can't earn the money. But if he wants to do that, we'll go to America.
Yeah,
no problem.
It's not of mine. We've already been to America, and that was part of the plan.